My Soulmate's a Slime by admay 1938. The battle plan. Maeva walked the halls with Kenji in her arms, surprised to see the place almost empty. Usually, the female workers in the palace would be up and busy by now, but that day seemed really strange. I wonder what is actually going on. Changing her destination, she headed to the pavilion where Rimuru usually held his meetings when he wants it outside. Stepping out, a gentle gust of wind made her breath hitch, her feet frozen on the pavement as soon as she deciphered what the breeze wanted her to know. Is that why Rimuru called for an emergency meeting? She speed-walked, still carrying sleeping Kenji in her arms. The wind's restless. They are foretelling us of an impending calamity. If Rimuru had known this before I did, Arya must have reported to him directly. Reaching the said pavilion, she wasn't surprised seeing Rimuru and his subordinates, with the inclusion of the fairy tale wizards already in the middle of an intense meeting. Maeva's feet took her directly to her allotted seat, as everyone knew she'd be coming shortly to join them. Rimuru only gave her a brief glance and a nod to acknowledge her presence, then focused his attention back on Noir, who was by then giving his report. That concludes my report, the High Prince said after a while, and Rimuru closed his eyes thinking for a bit. So this confirms everything. Alex is done with his preparation and is just setting his schedule to attack. Given all of these intels and reports, their military is thrice the number of our own. The Emperor muses after a while and stood up. Even then, we can just ask everyone for help. I am sure they'd be willing to give us a hand, Xian said confidently. No, for now, it's only the whole force of Tempest who'll have to go to war. I am afraid, our allies will have to focus on their own. Maya counters, earning gasp of disbeliefs from her listeners. What do you mean, Princess Maya? Questions Rigard, feeling his brain pushed into overdrive. This is too much information at once. Maya is right. Depending on how Alex will deploy his army, that Emperor of the Southwest will not solely focus on Tempest but our entire realm. He'll be purging everyone at once, Rimuru explained, rendering almost everyone shocked. Wait, so does this mean that Emperor has actually trillions of army, if he can attack every kingdom here in our realm simultaneously? Lucy questions, her eyes wide. That is a high possibility. Not to mention the special factions of his kingdom, which is said to be as strong as the true dragons, answered Maya, looking at the whole world map laying on the table. There is also no telling if there are other hidden factions that we didn't manage to get our hands into. However, that doesn't matter. I have devised a plan which would let us have the upper hand, Rimuru says seriously as he too dragged his gaze on the map before them. If Rimuru-sama has devised a plan, then we will win for sure, Gobta cheers excitedly, followed by the others whose faces lit up with hope at just the mere mention of Rimuru's plan. Right, we've got this in the bag, Rigor as well agreed. Rimuru raised his hand and everyone silenced. Thank you for the trust, but we only have one shot of this. We mess this up and it's game over for us, so pay close attention. The Slime Emperor glared at Gobta, who flinched. Yes sir, I am listening. Good. Now then, as for the plan, the Tempest Emperor placed his hands on his hips. Luna dear, I need your light magic, he called softly, and soon a computer-like screen appeared before them where everyone could see. Given that we can get the timing right, we'll be able to drive Alex into a corner. If he is wise, then he'll surrender if he even has an ounce of care for his subjects. But knowing him, he'll choose his pride. So we'll purge him and stop THS war before either of our realms are wiped out. One thing is certain, Alex doesn't possess the universal perception and detect that I have. Let's use that to our advantage and reverse this war. Instead of waiting for them to come to us, let's go them. I am launching an all-out attack against the realm of the Southwest. This was totally unexpected. An unwritten rule states that it's the realm of the Southwest who'll do the attacking, or whatever, but Rimuru just broke that rule and reversed it. He'll be the one conquering this time. With the help of everyone around him, and by the fire in his eyes, it's clear he already made up his mind and it's impossible to talk him out of it. Not like anyone's opposing anyway. Everyone knows Rimuru wins every war he handles, and it's not an exaggeration. As the plan was set in motion, one thing is certain. This war will end, once and for all, in their favor. The Empress of Tempest stirred in her sleep as soon as she felt the usual warmth around her gone. Or better yet, her personal heater, no other than her husband, hasn't laid on his side of the bed that night. Sighing, Maeva slowly unfurled her arms from hugging Kenji on her sleep, kissed his forehead and got up. Swinging her feet to the side of the bed, she slipped on her inside slipper, put on a warmer coat before leaving the bedroom to hunt for her prey. It's past midnight and Rimuru has yet to call it a day. Sure, he doesn't actually need sleep, but it's in crucial moments like this one that she doesn't like to leave him alone. Not finding him in their residence, a sigh escaped her lips once before activating her thought communication. Hubby. Where are you? It's midnight. Silence. Maeva closed her eyes, trying again. Hubby, please answer me, where are you? Just arrived in my office, love. Sorry, did I wake you? Only then did the master enchantress breathe out in relief. I know that sigh. I am sorry, wifey. I'll be there right away. Before Maeva could reply, she felt arms wrap around her from behind. Finally smiling and her worries vanishing, the Empress allowed herself to relax. Where have you been, my love? She asked, her eyes closing as she leaned on Rimuru. Just took a walk around Tempest. For the peace of my mind, I made sure everything is secure in case an unforeseen attack comes our way, the Emperor admitted, his hold tightening on her. You're deeply worried. Yes I am, Maeva. But I promise I am fine now. Just needed to gather my thoughts for a bit. Maeva turns around in her husband's embrace. Cupping his face, she tiptoed and placed her lips on his for a while. Rimuru smiles on the kiss, wrapping his hands around his wife and pulling her closer. What would I do without you, love? You know just how to keep me grounded in times I fall in the abbeys of my own thoughts. Thank you. The Tempest ruler gave his wife one last peck. But I didn't do anything, hubby. Maeva blinks, quite confused, earning a lovely smile from her husband. Oh baby, you did a lot for me. Had you not come into my life, I would have spent nights overthinking everything. That's how much of a thinker I am. Love. Even Raphael's voice are drowned in the void once I'm really deep in my own thoughts. The couple heard Raphael sigh, making Maeva giggle, while Rimuru scratched the back of his neck sheepishly. Sorry partner, I know I worried you too. The slime apologized to his trusted ally, friend and partner. It's fine. I love kicking you anyway, came the sassy reply, and Rimuru's apologetic expression quickly changed into an annoyed one. Sometimes I think you do that on purpose, Raphael. It's for your own good, master. It's not my fault your mind is sometimes filled with nothing but garbage thoughts. A tick mark corroded on Rimuru's forehead, his eyes twitched. Oh, is that so, Whose fault it is when sometimes I ask important questions and you don't answer me? And it's because of that I have to overthink as I'm left to my own devices. Hey, see, it's not like I do that because I want to, Rimuru says smugly, and Raphael scoffed, while the Emperor's proud he bested his skill for once. Alright, that is enough you two. Rimuru, go clean up and come to bed. No working on your home office or I will have you sleep on the couch for the rest of the year. You got that? Maeva diffused the situation and glared at her husband. Rimuru flinched, quickly nodding and giving his wife a two-finger salute. Man, women are scary. But he loves this woman very much, anyway. Yes ma'am.